All right, everybody, welcome back to the Deep Dive. I'm Adam,
Hi, everyone.
and with me, as always, is Amy. So today we're going to be looking at this text we got.
Hmm.
That's making a pretty strong argument about election outcomes
I
and whether they should impact legal cases, and specifically whether they should impact legal charges against individuals,
hmm
even former presidents. And the text here is really arguing against that idea that election results
Yeah.
should kind of nullify or impact legal charges.
Sounds like a pretty weighty topic.
It is. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
a big one. And,
Right.
the source is coming out with a pretty strong stance here saying
Yeah.
that, election outcomes should not impact ongoing legal investigations or charges against anyone,
Wow.
regardless of their political position. So,
That's a pretty clear line in the sand.
yeah.
So tell me, why is that so important?
Well, I mean, it really comes down to this idea of, we're talking about democracy here.
Yeah.
And within a democracy, we really need to have a fair and impartial legal system. And if we're going to have that,
Hmm.
that means that we can't let political influence creep in,
Mm-hmm.
right? We need to make sure that the law is applied equally
Yeah.
to everyone, regardless whether they're, a powerful politician or just an everyday citizen.
I mean, that's really the foundation of a just system, isn't it?
Exact.
The idea that everyone is equal under the law.
Yeah, and I think that's what this source is trying to get at,
Yeah.
because they specifically call out Donald Trump,
Oh, they do.
saying, he needs to be held accountable for any potential crimes,
Okay.
whether he wins or loses another election. And
This isn't just about
yeah,
theoretical principles. This is about real world
I-
accountability.
exactly. And I think what they're trying to highlight here is that
Yeah.
it's not just about Trump, it's about anyone.
Right.
It's about this principle that public trust in the justice system is at stake
No, absolutely.
if it appears to be swayed
Yeah.
by election results.
Because then it looks like the system is rigged.
Exactly. It's like the rules don't apply to everyone equally.
Yeah.
And that's a really dangerous precedent to set.
It undermines the whole idea of the rule of law.
Exactly.
So,
And so I think that's why this source is so important, because it's raising these really crucial questions about what it means for a justice system
yeah.
to be truly impartial and what happens when that impartiality is compromised.
And what are the potential consequences?
Yeah. I mean, what happens if we let election outcomes dictate whether someone faces justice or not?
Oh, that's a good question.
Right. Like, is that the kind of system we really want to live in? One where, winning an election gives you a get-out-of-jail-free card.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
That's a recipe for tyranny.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. If someone knows that they can get away with anything, as long as they win an election, what's to stop them from abusing their power
Right.
or from acting with impunity?
And it creates a system where the powerful are above the law.
Exactly.
And that's not a democracy. That's something else entirely.
So where do we go from here? I mean, how do we ensure that the justice system operates independently and upholds the rule of law regardless of who's in power?
Well, that's the challenge, isn't it?
It is.
I think part of the answer lies in strengthening the institutions that are designed to safeguard judicial independence.
Okay.
We need to make sure that judges are appointed based on merit and qualifications,
Mhm.
not political allegiances. We need clear laws
Mhm.
that protect whistleblowers and hold those who abuse power accountable. And maybe most importantly, we need an informed and engaged citizenry that values and demands a fair and impartial justice system.
Right, because if we're not paying attention
Yeah.
and if we're not holding our leaders accountable, then the system can easily be corrupted.
Absolutely.
So I guess what we're saying is that it's up to all of us to protect the integrity of our legal system.
It's a shared responsibility.
Exactly. And that starts with being informed
Mm-hmm.
and understanding the principles that are at stake. And that's what we've tried to do today on the Deep Dive. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
And as always, keep those brains churning